Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a message, a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Empress. A lot of nice energy tonight. I had the High Priestess for Aquarius earlier. And now we have the Empress. Okay. Wow, look at that. It looks like somebody riding on the back of, I would say, a deer with the long leg here, maybe like an antelope. But we have somebody kind of riding on the back right here. Let me see if I can move this just a little. There we go. Get a little more light. So that's beautiful. And then we have right up here, you can see the moon. What a beautiful image. So immediately, I feel like we are just jumping into this year. We're already a month in, right? But I feel like you have really just been going full force, really focused on those goals you were setting up last year. The things that you really had been spending your time kind of organizing, the resources and materials you would need, kind of really going through those planning and conceiving of ideas and all the little beginning tedium. But now, my goodness, really right in there. And I feel like, I read it often as like, okay, this is a creative endeavor, but I also think that this could be work related or how you make your resources / money. So maybe, going into a different position within your career or beginning a business or putting, more into the business that you have now, pivoting or the creative project. And that could align definitely with how you make your money. And if that is the case, then you are lucky. What a dream to be able to, make your living doing, the creative work that you are passionate about. So I really do. I feel like there is a sense of just vitality, so much energy right now. Definitely just the feeling of, like the heart being aflame, right? Just kind of excited and beloved and in some ways almost kind of amazed at how well things are kind of going, right? Thinking like, okay, this is going to be so difficult. And it probably is, right? It is difficult. But because you are enjoying the process, it doesn't feel like work in the traditional sense of the drudgery of it all. And I think that a lot of this has to do, it's like that magical, the magical part of the recipe, right? It's that ingredient that you need to kind of make this thing really work. And not only that, we have the moon here. So I believe that this is something that is probably it's something that's not really mainstream. Okay. I think that you are doing something, as we would say, like, as people making content, right? Your own niche, like you're in your own, you're kind of forging your own way, right? Creating this whole new kind of, whatever, like zone of a genre or subgenre or industry or you know, something that aligns with something bigger, but it is, you're specialized. You have a very unique vision and ability. So, you know, with that moon energy, it is almost, I think of it as almost kind of being distorted, a little eccentric, but it's so creative, right? And this is where those lasting things really are forged, okay? These are the things that are enchanting. These are the things that really get people's attention. These are the things that, you know, it feels dreamy almost, okay? And so I'm excited for you. I am. I'm excited for you. And I look at this and it seems like almost like it's going so fast, you know, just kind of leaps and bounds forward that almost it's kind of like trying to hold on for dear life so you don't go flying off the back. But that's the thing, right? Once you find something that really starts to work, it goes quickly. You know, it can really pick up pace. Maybe you're having more customers or you know, orders, or I don't know, whatever you're doing. Busy. Okay, so that in itself has its own things to figure out. There's a lot of logistics that go into something becoming pretty successful. So I think that that's really where that Empress kind of starts to come in. Is there's this, you know, if you can imagine kind of the Persephone returning in spring, and everything is starting to bloom, and it's gone from nothing being alive, or well, it's alive, but it's dormant, right? Hibernating, to all of a sudden everything is starting to sprout and bloom all at the same time. And that can be kind of overstimulating, but that Empress is a leader, a decider, intuitive, you know, listens to themselves, knows what moves to make, knows when to stop and think, I don't know, it seems a little risky, right? Or that's not me. I don't think I'd like doing that for too long, right? I got to do something that's more sustainable to my vision. Okay? And so yeah, I think this is how the success comes, is by doing something that you can do consistently, right? Something that you continue to enjoy doing, but also evolves as you're doing it. Okay. All right, let's see. What else do we have? We have a phoenix right here. Okay, so we have the bird and we have the head kind of up this way. So we have, again, that kind of rising. And, you know, from the readings a few months ago, we talked a lot about kind of being in a rut at times, or feeling like almost a little bit disenfranchised, not really knowing which way to go, having a feeling that, yeah, I know that I can do something important. I can do something that is super meaningful to me, but how do I get started doing that? Right? And then putting in that kind of, you know, footwork, the groundwork there. Really trying to discover, like, what are the things that are inspiring to me? What do I need in my life that is going to get me going? That is going to that really speaks to me, you know, that I can in some ways really marry myself to, right? And what things in my life are holding me back, and not lying to yourself about that, because we do. And it's not even just lying. It's we have a tendency to try to reason out where things obviously don't belong in our lives, things that are not of service to our greater wellness or our goals or whatever. But we try to reason out, like, why should I keep this? Loyalty, responsibility to, whatever, things we've kind of built in our mind and our heart. And it's what keeps us kind of in this loop. Well, we've been talking a lot about that, and just getting into a place where we're being very clear and very honest about, I love this person, but it does not work. I love this, thing that I spend my time doing, but it is keeping me distracted. I'm putting all of my resources and time into it, and it's getting me nowhere. It doesn't even fulfill me on any level anymore. It's just something that has become habitual. And that is hard to be real about. But at some point, you have to be. You don't have to be, but if you want to get anywhere, you have to be. And I think you've done a lot of this work in these last 6 months. I think at times it felt dire even. And we have now this Phoenix, and it is that kind of hitting this low in life, but clearly deciding, I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to figure this out. And not only that, I'm going to remember who I am. I'm going to put in the work, and I'm going to thrive. And that's where we're headed here. And I see that. I've seen that in the readings for Pisces over and over again. This feeling of things speeding up. A sense of self-healing, of saving yourself. Nobody is going to save you. Not really. I said that in another reading. Nobody's going to save you. And, somebody said, well, something like somebody saving somebody drowning, or, pulling somebody out of a car accident or whatever. Yeah, yes, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, on a real longevity level, right? Nobody can live your life for you. Nobody is going to follow you around and make your decisions for you. Nobody is going to make you feel fulfilled or show you how to be fulfilled. Nobody is going to, nobody can live your life but you. So you have to save yourself. And maybe you have to save yourself every single day until it starts to work. And that's just what it is. But you have it within you. You have that fire. It's there, even if it feels like, it's just like a cinder, right? Barely anything. You hold it in your hands, trying to keep it from going out, but it's there. And you're taking the steps to get that thing going, to be ablaze, to rise once again. All right, let's see if there's anything fun in here. Let's take it down a notch. Let's see. Okay, so what else do we have? We have, it looks like on this side, it reminds me, and listen, I don't know anything about the Pokemon things, but I know that there's one that I think it looks like a fox and it has a long tail. And I'm just going to go with, like, look, this is some kind of fancy, like, fox, okay? And so we have that keen mind, right? But playful. So playful. And that's the thing. This is the other thing that is keeping you going, is that you have that clever, humorous, looking to enjoy, even in the moments where you're tired and you've been working hard and you just feel spent, you're still finding reasons to laugh. Okay. To have some fun, to let loose a little bit. Okay. And I think that's so important. I think that we should laugh every day if we can, but at least a couple times a week. Really, really, really laugh. It doesn't always just come naturally to you. Sometimes we have to go looking for it. I watch a lot of stand-up comedians and comedy podcasts here on YouTube because it's just, I like to laugh. It's silly. A lot of them are silly. And I need that balance in my life sometimes. I need to just really, at my core, just have a little bit of, I relate to this. It's ridiculous and it's funny. And it's important. So whatever you have in your life that brings that joy, or at least brings that, that cynical humor, which is, I think I have more of the cynical humor, but, just finding something that you can lose yourself in a little bit, and maybe it's movies or you like to read funny things, or maybe you're a funny person. You just go back and forth with your friends and your family and stuff. And, I think it's important to, sometimes it's like, I don't know, I can always tell when I'm really starting to get kind of melancholy or, quite blue. I just don't laugh at things. It's annoying. Things annoy me more than anything. Right. Or it's like, how could I laugh when I feel, everything is so bad right now? But that's the thing, is that's what helps pull me out of it, is if I can find humor even where it seems desperate and, everything is kind of very bleak. That's my perception, right? I have to change it up. I have to do some things that are a little bit ridiculous, a little bit silly, and turn that frown upside down, or whatever they say. So, also, let's see, we have a person on a bike. So, I don't know. Do you like to go biking? Cycling? Maybe. I know my daughter, she wants to start riding a bike when it gets nice out. I haven't ridden, I don't know. I haven't ridden a bike in a long time. I lived in a city that was really big on cycling, and not that I had any stake in the cyclists versus the pedestrians versus the people driving cars, but people that were hardcore into biking, that was a whole vibe. So yeah, if you are somebody who rides a bike, or maybe that's something that you could find some joy in. I kind of look forward to getting out there and biking around. Maybe there's a lot of trails in the state I live in. It's kind of like a I don't know, they put a lot of money into building a lot of bike trail, long ones. So I'm hoping that I can kind of get into it. My family here can get out there and we can go biking around in nature and stuff. But yeah, I look at this and I think, yeah, maybe something like this for you. Maybe it is just kind of a calling of getting outside of yourself, getting outside of, you know, the confines of four walls, and, you know, kind of seeing some beautiful open sky, and you know, as like the memes say online now, going and touching some grass or whatever, and getting some fresh air and intentional movement. Always suggest that, definitely, you know, to the level of your ability. It's different for each of us. So, you know, but definitely, I think just a reprieve from, I notice when I've been inside and this is the time of year where I'm at, I just feel, rigid, right? Like my body is just like stiff and anxiety ridden. So, you know, sometimes we have to just force ourselves to get out there and do something. Even if it's just go sit on the back step and, you know, watch the clouds go by. All right, so what else? We have a fish. So we have, you know, the abundance there. Abundance of resources. That big catch. So maybe some good money coming in as well. We also have the swan on the nest. Okay, so I look at this and I feel like there really is a sense of kind of being quite involved with family life. Okay, if you are kind of in those years where you're raising children, or a child or grandchildren, if this is maybe an aspiration that you have, and maybe, you know, it is that you have your animal companions, your family, your animal family members, and that is such a wonderful way to have family as well. You know, I feel like when we have that connection to, you know, those wonderful animals in our lives, this is where we really, really learn about unconditional love, right? And really just watching beings do what they want and need to do. They're not usually going to ask permission. They're just, you know, they want to eat. They're going to tell you. They want to go take a nap. They're going to go do that. They want you to pet them and give them love. They're going to come and they're going to tell you, hey, let me in your lap. Give me some pets. So this is, you know, definitely, I feel like really, when we have those kinds of bonds to be around animals, they are really our gurus in a lot of ways. They are holy little beings that you could learn a lot from. So, but you know, if it is family with children or grandchildren or whatever it is, not dissimilar. But I do feel like this is a time where, you know, you're really working on these projects, this work that is kind of coming into a place of kind of taking hold, right? You're really starting to see like, hey, this could be something. But there's also a very deep balance in having that family-oriented support system, okay? And I think that's important for you right now. And that's not a bad thing to have, you know, whatever that looks like to you or for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look over here. We have a J. We actually have two J's. I wonder, almost like JJ. But they're also mirrored. Okay, so that could be a name. It could be a repeated word. We have some flowers and butterflies. And I feel like there's just sometimes this feeling of like, where am I going? You know, where am I going? Where am I going? Almost kind of a sense of feeling like you're in the wind a bit, you know? But I think it's kind of just, I don't know. It almost feels like it can feel terrifying. It can feel like free, you know? But I feel like there is learning to kind of balance the being tied to, responsible for something that you're creating, and also maybe this domestic and family life as well, but also finding ways to allow yourself some freedoms as well. You know, that are not just, it's not just this black and white or all or nothing. Like, I'm getting something going. It's a lot of work. Sometimes I'm feeling really confined by, you know, this routine that I'm having to have, or the amount of time and effort that's going into it. I'm neglecting other aspects of my life that kind of make me feel, you know, I don't know, you start a business, it's hard to travel, right? It's hard to just kind of pick up and go, especially if you're still working kind of a day job and then you're also doing these other endeavors. It's kind of, you know, you have to give up some of that stuff for a while. So, you know, I feel like there is a sense of like finding ways to still have that freedom and to be a little bit untethered, right? While also continuing to honor the work that you have put in, the thing that you have going, that it really does seem like this is going to be such a successful period of time for you. And, you know, the universe seems to really be kind of smiling upon you. But this is also a sense of like becoming something. I don't want to just say an adult, because maybe you have been an adult for a long time, but a person who feels like they're doing something meaningful, right? And being proud of yourself. Not necessarily like egotistical or narcissistic or prideful, although there's nothing wrong with being prideful and to some degree, but you know, I think just being proud of yourself and really like, look at what I've done. You know, it's taken maybe a while to figure out like, okay, how's this going to work? When am I going to find the thing that I want to do in my life that I enjoy doing and be successful with it, you know, and then it happening, right? And not self-sabotaging that. Right? I mean, that's something that we we don't talk about a lot when we have these bouts of success. We can easily sabotage ourselves. So, you know, really trying to figure out a way to balance, but also temper yourself, you know, and take things slowly where you can, right? Even though it's going quick, take things slowly, especially if there are impulses to kind of like just, you know, not fulfill the things you need to do. You know, not get on one and disappear for a few days or whatever, or, you know, not meet your deadlines or whatever it is. You know, sometimes you really have to stop yourself and be like, hey, you know, this won't be forever. I just got to work on it right now. We got to get this done. So anyways, here are the Mary Magdalene Oracle cards by Megan Watterson, illustrations by Moonjube. Okay, I feel like I'm just in this chatty My other reading went on forever and ever and ever. And I was like, oh, I better finish this up before it's like 40 minutes. Okay, it says, the anointed, I rise with only more soul. And there we go. We have that rising motif. That phoenix. And yes, more soul. I love these. I could look at these forever. I want to do one more. Let's see. What do we have? Ooh, the fourth power. I am beloved. Yes, I am beloved. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Well, Pisces, I want to say I love you and I thank you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. It really does make my day. So, take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Again, I love you. And good night.